Yo, what up? My name is Don, and today I want to talk about the idea of what it means to be genuine or to stay true to yourself, especially in the content creator space. So, with that being said, let's hop right in. All right, so the idea of being genuine or staying true to yourself in the content creator space, I feel like is something that is never talked about. And I feel like that's because it should be obvious how to, not do disingenuous things. And, by result of that, that would be being genuine. So I just have some pointers here that I want to highlight and talk about, and I maybe open up a discussion about these things because I honestly feel like nobody discusses them. So, the idea of being genuine true to yourself on that's on one side of things, and on the other side, there's things that people and I brought this up in other videos. There's things that people do that they're not sure they do that can come off either disingenuous or it can be one step further, and they can be doing it maliciously. AKA being a little bit of a clout chaser, or shite disturber, for lack of better words. There's even people that, especially nowadays, and when I say nowadays, I'm gonna encompass that in like the last 5 years of streaming, that will fake this persona as if they're living like an episode of a reality TV show, just because they're a streamer, and they will, you know, faux act out or faux be angry at other streamers. There's actually a post I saw earlier today about it. Somebody somebody else found out that people just did this, but it's people that will like get angry at another person's content or something like that, but they'll be doing it fake, right? They'll just be acting that way to stir up some drama or to stir up some sort of thing that people can latch onto. I think it really has to do there's so many facets of this, and I think one of the things that I'm gonna highlight is people's shorter attention spans nowadays. So I could sit here and pick on Gen Z all day long, and I'd love to, don't get me wrong. But, but, I think overall, with just how people want to be fed across all age groups, people want to be fed this instant satisfaction. You know, I feel like it's harder to be genuine to yourself and to find any sort of success. For example, I'll just use myself. I've been streaming, like I said in other videos, but just to wrap it all up in this one, I've been streaming for over 15 years. I just saw a picture on my Steam account of people's comments from 2014, and earlier, saying that I'm a good Counter Strike player and a good streamer, and it's such a nostalgia hit. But I've been doing this for a long time, and on top of that, I took the chance to work on myself over the course of the last 10 years as a photographer, videographer, so I do know a lot about taking a chance on yourself, and in doing that, especially when it comes to something outside of the digital realm, aka real life, you really have to humble yourself and work your butt off, and be sincere about what you want. You have to be humble and sincere about what you want, because life will throw you on your butt, right, quick, right? Um, and I mean, in the digital world, in the online world, it's not so much that it will beat you up, but it's that you will be forgotten about quite easily if you don't, you know, it used to be if you don't stay consistent, right? And that's all it used to take. You stay consistent, put content out. This is something the put content out part is something that I didn't really catch on early enough to. It's something that I'm a bit of a procrastinator. I have ADD tendencies, so I'm a bit of a procrastinator. But at the same time, I also do this. I have this bad habit of discounting myself or counting myself out before I even start. And then what happens for me personally, more often than not, is I will do the thing and be surprised with myself at the results that I produced. So, over the years, I've learned to just shut up and put up. That's a simple way for me to battle, the doubt in my brain, and it's just shut up to the thoughts that are going on, to the doubtful thoughts that are going on, and put up, as in put in the work, and just see what you come up with, right? And that's how I kind of challenge that self-doubt that a lot of us do feel. But getting back to this whole idea of being genuine, um, obviously, when you work for yourself, like I said, you really have to put yourself out there in an honest way, And so when I take my experiences that I've learned over the last, 10-ish years, and I apply them to my longtime experience when it comes to streaming over 15 years, I see, all sorts of examples of people doing things, like I said, faking drama for the plot as if they're on, like some sort of reality TV show, um, joining organizations thinking it means growth, following people thinking it means growth, joining random discords that are promising growth, like random organizations or random communities that are promising this growth that, you know, people often don't do their research on, and they just think by joining a big Discord that, or because they have like a title in a Discord that that means growth. It's very confusing, and although in my own experience, um, some people that I see doing this, um, without actually making content themselves, uh, they get a lot of interaction, but it's almost like they get a lot of interaction from people that are doing the exact same thing. And so my question that I ask myself, when I'm reading things like this, or I'm just kind of seeing this social interaction, is where does this go, right? Like, is this just a self-contained kind of sphere where people who don't really want to add value in terms of, I mean, if you're a streamer, then what you produce on the other side of streaming is content, and it's up to you whether you want to take that VOD content and either put it, say, on YouTube, or cut it down